Perhaps I'm wrong, but I see a lot of stuff all the time. I'll constantly pray for discernment, and if anyone were to pray for discernment in the name of the Most High, He would give it to them. So, test every spirit, believe not every spirit. There's a homeless guy sitting on the street, and I saw him, and I tried to look the other way because he was gawking. And what has happened in the past is some of these homeless people, they have these certain things that they partook in or are partaking in that gives them a spirit of divination. And you know what? If a person has a spirit of divination and they're homeless on the street and they're not trying to tap into it, then I understand. But some of them are trying to tap into it to purposely deceive other people to get what they want. So I was looking the other direction from this homeless dude because I'm like, you just staring too hard. And as I walked past, he says, oh, God bless you. My red flag went off immediately because they do the same thing. Oh, God bless you, And then when you talk to them, you realize they don't really care about God. They're saying these things to get what they want. But I turned around and he throws up the devil horns. And then he's all like, I'm like, so, you're saying God bless you, but then you're throwing up the devil horns. I confronted him on it, which is the first time I've ever done that. He's like, it means I love you. And I was like, I'm not deaf. So why don't you just tell me you love me? It's the devil horns. And then he's like, get out of here. And I'm like, that's not love. You love me, but that's not love. So, and it's just his look. He looks like Pan. I get it. And you know what? On the back of his back, there was a pentagram, the 5-pointed star. And I think the guy was probably really deep in some stuff or whatever, and he's saying God bless you, and he's got a rainbow belt on, because you know what that represents. And so, believe not every spirit, because like I said, some of these people are out here, they're deceivers, they are devil worshippers, and they're just trying to usurp you of your authority and money and that kind of stuff because, you can't give it to other people. While across the street, there's a guy, and I felt led by the Spirit to go talk to him, another homeless guy, and he definitely was, it was real sad, this whole situation. He looked real, downcast and depressed, and he definitely had some issues going on. But I spoke to him and told him that the Father loves him and that he's not ashamed of him. That's really what I felt led to say, was the Father is not ashamed of you. And, so it's you got those people across the street trying to usurp the authority of people, trying to get things they literally don't deserve. And then you have these other people that really need help and really are downtrodden and need encouragement and aren't trying to get anything. I asked him if he needed stuff. He said, I don't need anything. I don't need food. I asked him if he wanted some clothing. He said, I don't need any clothing. And you got a dude across the street trying to take everything from you, saying God bless, even though he literally does not like God, doesn't love you, lying. That's what keeps you in the place that you're in, You reap what you sow is what I'm trying to say. And that's how, unfortunately, a lot of people, they get homeless and they stay homeless. It kind of reminds me of Nebuchadnezzar a little bit, because he was in a king's palace and then he would not give. And so God had humbled him and said, you're going to eat the dew of the grass. And so sometimes you go to homeless people and you're like, ooh, where did you come from? You've been humbled, you're amazing. And then you get people like that. So it doesn't mean that God doesn't provide for those people or that they're less than, but just like us, there's people that decide to humble themselves, that are under God or not under God, and God blesses them for that. And then there's people who have no humility, they're prideful, they're arrogant, whatever the deal is, and then they stay in the place that they're in and they receive no help, and they got all sorts of things attached to them and attacking them and that kind of stuff. There's no peace for the wicked. So when he's talking about, go, get out of here, after he's saying he loves me in sign language, you're fake. So just beware out here.